3, 2,
I don't think
1.
we need a countdown.
Hey, everyone. Prepare for liftoff. I'm Steve.
I'm Steven.
This is our Steve and Steven podcast. Last week we didn't have an episode because I forgot the podcast recorder, which also happened to be like the biggest week in like all of news history, which was just awesome. So I'm glad I did that. We've got a couple things to talk about. So first of all, hey, let's start off funny. The Merriam-Webster word of the year was gaslight. Gaslight. I thought we moved to the electric grid.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean?
What is gaslighting?
Yeah.
It is based off of an early 1920s play where the male was trying to tell a female that the lights were dimmer than they actually were to make her go crazy. So gaslighting is when you just fuck with somebody, basically. Yeah. Trolling.
And now...
advanced trolling.
I can hear myself so much better now. So now women just use this like all the time.
Yes.
Like as a term. It's like very
when they
weird.
fall for anything,
yeah,
they see. They just try to say it's gaslighting. It's like, no, you're just stupid.
You're just a woman.
Yeah. The ads. You just thought that when you were scrolling through TikTok that you watched a TikTok and it was actually an ad. And you realized that halfway through. So you needed to come up with some roundabout way of saying you were like scammed and tricked.
You know what's really sad about this is it just like... I mean, why do people use this word so much? And then Merriam-Webster, this is what they need to do. They need to come up with a word that nobody's using for the word of the year.
Yeah.
Instead of some
Look
word.
it up.
You know, the word of the year should be the word that nobody's using.
Revisionist.
Yeah.
Like that.
Just lie about it.
Did you see what Oxford's was?
No, I didn't know they had separate competing words.
There are. Goblin mode was the word of the year.
Oh, I love that. I want to fucking go. Well, I wish super gremlin. If in our dictionary, the Steven dictionary... super gremlin, that's our thing.
I gotcha.
We're going super gremlin.
But Oxford's definition of goblin mode was like being unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, greedy, and rejecting social norms or expectations. But Urban Dictionary, which when I tried to look it up, I didn't see a word of the year. Maybe they have one, maybe they don't. I'm more in line with Urban Dictionaries. Like I was thinking of like the Green Goblin. You know how he's like a psycho? That's to me what goblin mode is. Like our cat, when he's cracked out, he's going goblin mode.
Yeah. Cambridge,
last one, word of the year was Homer. And I don't know if you know this, but India finally just got access to
Homer.
The Simpsons. Yes.
What?
You know, because in India, they boycotted it for years because Apu was so offensive. So that one guy, Aran Jajana, he made that documentary. So they had to kill Apu. And enough time had passed, they finally allowed The Simpsons to air in India. And they were like, I don't know the dad's name, Simpson, Dad, Homer. And they had to look it up.
But why so everybody's Googling Homer in India?
In this lie that I'm telling, yes.
Okay,
I think
okay.
it's just...
Well, I was going to fall for it.
I see.
I'm feeling particularly oblivious today. Okay.
It's actually a reference to like a home run. But I don't know what.
No way.
I think so.
Why would that be the word of the year? That's so unexciting. People have been saying that forever.
Well, who goes to
unless they're saying like a
Cambridge?
homer, like, oh, I'm a homer for like a team or something.
Yeah.
You know, like
Cambridge is in the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, you're being such a homosexual, and then they're like, oh, what's a homer? And then oh, really? I'm a baseball that's hit a ball out of the park.
Cambridge is lame. That's like the worst word ever.
Yeah.
Word of the year.
The only thing I know Cambridge for is in Night at the Museum when the mummy's like, I went to Cambridge. And they were like, oh, wow, the mummy, you went to university? And he was like, I was on display in Cambridge and I learned enough to get a bachelor's degree, something like that in that movie.
Well, I got one more word for you. Another word of the year.
Yes.
This is from Collins Dictionary. So this is the big four. We've got Cambridge, we got Oxford, we got Merriam-Webster, and whatever the fuck the one I'm reading is. Collins, permacrisis.
Ooh.
An extended period of instability and insecurity.
Nice.
All right, well, that's gay. All right, so what's the word of the year? What's our final vote? I feel like Goblin mode for sure, right?
Yeah.
Goblin mode's probably the coolest.
Real quick though, dictionary.com's is dictionary.com with hopes that people will go to their website one
Oh,
day.
burn. Nobody likes your
Bam.
website, dictionary.com. You fucking fat. No, just joking.
I like Homer because I just think of Homer Simpson. But Goblin mode is like, yes, that has to take it. That takes the cake.
Wow.
I was also thinking, I wrote like a Life in Scars TikTok. Like you're scrolling through his feed and he's like, how to gaslight a bitch with your dick. Like as one of the little, how to go goblin mode on a bitch. How to do the Homer J. Simpson with your dick.
Homer J. Simpson.
You know what's crazy? So with all this yay stuff, this is the meat and the potatoes that we're going to be scarfing down because Thanksgiving's over and these are the 2-week-old leftovers because potatoes don't go bad very quickly. Just ask Scotland with the potato famine. Am I right? Shout out to all my kilties. We didn't even talk about
I just know in your head you're like, all right, how do I get past this one?
Yeah.
My kilties. Okay, so what? I haven't heard about... Has Connie been doing anything lately?
You know, no. Yay has been, though.
I can't get behind this. And, you know, the other day we were talking and you were calling him Yay.
I was, yeah.
And I know that Nick Fuentes and the whole world... I'm still going to call him Kanye. Just, I don't know. My brain's broken. It's not
That's
even...
okay.
So no offense.
You know, I have to like make a conscious...
I don't want to make people on the internet mad that I'm calling Kanye the wrong name.
That's okay. I have to like really think about it before I say it. So don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
I think once I get to know him, it'll be easier.
Mm-hmm.
So a few weeks ago, Ye has dinner with Trump. Nick Fuentes shows up. And basically the way the story goes, as Nick laid out, was that Ye was supposed to have dinner with Trump for quite some time. And when they finally had it, at some point, Nick and Ye became friends and started hanging out like IRL, which is insane because Nick Fuentes has been a fan of Kanye for like, since he was like a kid in high school. And he would like reference his lyrics on his show like constantly. Like it was very prominent. If you listen to like 2 or 3 episodes, you'd know, oh, he loves Kanye West. So that's like a huge deal. So then he meets Trump. He's invited by Ye to this dinner. And according to Nick, I guess I'll tell the way that it happened, then I'll explain why. So first half of the dinner goes very well. Trump.
Wait, so was Milo there for the dinner also?
I think he was.
Milo show up?
I think Milo, yeah. I don't know how they got in contact with Ye, but there's an update on Milo too. So they have the dinner. First half's going well. Trump seems to like Nick because Nick kind of tells him like, you seem to be better when you're like off the cuff and like if you're surrounded with the right people, you know, your campaign would be really well, but just like, you know, when like Jared Kushner and Jason Miller are around, they don't seem to have your best interests in mind. And at some point, Trump leaves to go take a phone call, comes back, and he's a lot more hostile towards Ye. He tells him, like, you can't win if you run for president. You'll never win. And I guess Nick said he turned to Nick and he was like, you're a smart guy. Tell him that he would never win. And he was like, I, for a second, didn't know what to do because like, I really love Kanye West and I also really love Trump. So he was like, for a second, I was like at a crossroads. I think he obviously sided with Ye because he's still like working with him, hanging out with him.
I'm sure he diplomatically maneuvered out of it.
Yeah. And so I guess the reason why Trump turned hostile was because a lawyer or somebody for Ye's campaign emails Kanye West like this list of like how to handle Trump when you meet him in real life, like things that he likes talking about, things he doesn't like talking about, like how to read his body language. He tries to forward that to Nick in an email, forwards it to one of his lawyers instead, who is a lawyer for Trump as well. So when the lawyer got that email, he like called Trump on the phone and was like, hey, I don't know who you're having dinner with, but you may be getting set up. And that's why he came back. It was like a misunderstanding. So that created the hostility. But obviously the backlash to that dinner had like Mitch McConnell made a statement saying that like Trump wouldn't actually be president because he had this dinner. And what else happened? Oh, the campaign made a statement saying they're going to change like their vetting rules for like who Trump like meets with to avoid something like this happening again. And so not much was really known about that. And then eventually one of the bigger developments was Ye, Nick, and Milo getting on Tim Pool's podcast. So I kind of trapped myself. I downloaded this video with YouTube Premium on my drive home from work. It's like a 45-minute drive. And I was like, I'm going to listen to this at 1.5 times speed. I want to hear the whole thing by the time I get home. 20 minutes in, Ye leaves because Tim is like an autistic idiot. And the rest of the podcast, it's like his group of dweebs, like just validating Tim, saying that he did the right thing. And like,
why did Kanye leave? Was it because Tim made him listen to his song?
Yes. Yeah.
He played his music video for him and Kanye didn't know what to do.
He didn't like it. And he was like, well, hang on, let me play another one. Let me play another one. And that's fair. That's very fair. Actually, I have a medal for you. I'm going to hand this medal to you and say, that is fair. They should have like struck up a deal. Like you can say Jew if you listen to one of my songs. You know, for every time Kanye says Jew, he has to listen, because I think Tim has like 5 songs out now too.
Wow, I didn't know he was so prolific. Okay,
yeah.
Wow, we'll have to check. We'll have to check those out on the premium, on the Patreon.
Yeah, so
exclusive.
we don't get copyright.
We'll have to fucking watch those and laugh.
We don't want to cease and desist from Timcast Records. So,
okay, what was the real reason Kanye left though?
Because Tim just kept pretending like he doesn't use identity politics and like doesn't know, you know, it's like, you're not talking about Jewish people. You should talk about individual people that you have beef with. And so Ye was like, I'm done with this. I'm leaving. And so Nick and Milo left too. And let's see. Obviously later that week, the internet was broken. # broken internet when Ye and Nick went on Alex Jones's podcast. And luckily there was a Super Mario Brothers movie trailer, and we had a plumber fix the piping on the internet after it broke from that. And you know, the thing about this there's like so many headlines that are just so stupid. It's like, even Alex Jones doesn't want to be with Ye. And it's
when
like,
Alex Jones is the sanest person in the room, like fuck these people. They don't know what side to take.
I know. And Ye, I mean, he said a lot of things. He was just we talked about it last week. I think what you said was great. Like, at a certain point, people just need to realize that Ye is just saying, like, he's just being disagreeable, like, on purpose. You know?
Exactly.
But people still keep trying to, like, no, I can fix him. I can save him. Let me save him. I think Alex was kind of more the sane person. Like, he didn't, like, freak out whenever Ye said crazy things. Yeah. Which is why I think it kind of pushed Kanye to, like, say, see, there we go, Ye, Kanye, yo, Black Gimpo. He was in that Gimp outfit. Yeah. So I think, like, Alex not pushing back or like not having a visceral reaction, you know, because like Lex Fridman's heart was broken, you know, so like he was very fragile.
What did Lex tweet?
He said Ye praising Hitler breaks my heart. Like he's the fucking girl in The Sound of Music who was dating the Nazi and like found out he's a Nazi. They're gonna go on a date, but oh man. He reaches his hand out to hold his, and then he sees like the armband, and then he's, oh no, my heart's broken.
Dude, your Down syndrome Lex Fridman's so good. Maybe he would take us in. We would be under the umbrella of the Lex Fridman podcast. The intellectual,
yes.
Yeah, we'd be like a sub podcast underneath there.
Hey, here's your news bite. Today's news bite: an octopus. Here's a video of an octopus, a rare octopus that glows in the darkness of the sea. Wouldn't it be nicer if we all did that in real life? Aren't they so majestic? We could all learn from this octopus.
Oh, he's such a fucking dope.
He's an idiot. He's a goofball.
He's a fuck. Okay. Where were we?
The bit of the net and Yoo-hoo, that was pretty funny. That was iconic.
That was.
I also liked how he kept calling Netanyahu Netin, like his first name is Netin and his last name is Yahoo.
What was it, like a net on a Yahoo?
Or Yoo-hoo.
Or Yoo-hoo, net on
He just
Yoo-hoo?
had the net and the Yoo-hoo.
Okay, net and Yoo-hoo.
But he just kept referring to him as Netin.
Yeah, Netin.
Much ado about Netin.
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago. It's like he's been... Kanye has all these opinions on Israel now, but this guy's been in charge of Israel since like the 90s, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been around for a long time. I wonder how much of the Bible he's like actually read. And this is coming from Pontius Pilate over here. Yeah. But he was saying something like, we need to restructure America so it's like the Bible. Then Alex, at one point, he goes, well, what part of the Bible are you talking about? And he's like, I'll tell you. And he just starts reading Genesis like from the beginning and just like stops when it sounds good to stop. And then I think Alex realizes like, okay, yeah, he's okay.
Alex probably even knows he's crazy. Like, Alex did his best to like manage him and make things a little bit more nuanced, or like have him be more specific about things he was saying. But yeah,
he wasn't delivering. He was like, what is that one soundbite of him from a long time ago? He's like, am I stepping into the fashion industry? Do you remember that? It's like it was like
Alex Jones or Kanye? Who said
West,
it? Kanye West or Alex? What's that video that's going viral now that's like who said it, Hitler or Kanye? And it's like from 14 years ago.
Gosh, I didn't watch it. I hate those people. The fucking Garfunkel and Oates is their names. Those two girls, dude, they suck.
Oh, the fucking autistic fucking bug looking thing. That autistic bug.
Oh, here's a new thing. So here's a clip of Nick Fuentes starting a food fight. He's on TMZ. He's truly made it.
Where's he at?
He's right there.
No, I mean, where is he?
Oh, he's at a what's the burger place? In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, In-N-Out. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Wait, so what's the deal with that?
So I guess up here there's like ketchup. So he was with another YouTuber named Sneeko who had his channel like banned semi-recently, and they actually became friends. And I guess they were eating at In-N-Out, and someone came by and like threw ketchup at him, and so he threw his drink at him. So food fight.
Yeah, whoa.
Cue the Power Pop song while
yeah. It goes with everything. Dude, goes with everything.
And then now Ye has kicked Milo out of his circle. So I've just found this from Ethan Ralph, the Ralph Report.
I didn't think this was going to last long.
I didn't either. Yeah, the whole time I was like, what? But where does Milo fit in?
Yeah, well, and they're both like very unstable. So it's like, it only takes a while for them to like start hating somebody or like, although you feel like Milo probably would try to milk it for as long as he can because Kanye is like huge and Milo's been irrelevant for 5 years now?
Yeah, seriously. So, okay, this was from like the Ralph Report's website, and it said that an insider source because Ethan Ralph is friends with Nick, so they're in contact, but the insider said it was like Brutus tripped over his own toga. Apparently the story is that Milo also works for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she recently gave a speech saying like there's no room in the Republican Party for neo-Nazis like Nick Fuentes. And
wait, wasn't she the one that she's the one that always says crazy stuff or something? That people always call her a Nazi?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was true, but you know.
And she gave a speech at Nick's political conference. So they were like kind of friendly, but they didn't really like know each other a whole lot. He was just trying to get like sitting congressmen to like give speeches at his event. So she condemned him, and then Ye kicked Milo out because of that. So here's what Milo said on Telegram. He says, Ye and I have come to the mutual conclusion that I should step away from his political team. Ye is a genius whom I have come to love and respect. We remain friends. I continue to pray for Ye and his endeavors. So he's hoping he gets rehired any day now.
I guess they left on good terms.
I guess so, yeah. You are not going to touch my butt. I can't do a Ye impression, sorry. But now I guess the final, like newest. No. Two things. Gavin was invited to Ye's space to talk to him, and Gavin was trying to like de-radicalize him. He's like, I think I'm going to try to sell Jews to Ye.
Oh my God, Gavin's just so gay now. What
I know.
The fuck?
He didn't do a terrible job, I'll be honest. And I feel like his reasons were not too like cringe. He was kind of saying like, Jews have like, it's like Jewish lawyers who have helped me with like my.
Well, don't get me wrong. Jews are the most important people in the world, and they're better than everybody. Yeah. I wouldn't say that for a second that they're not.
Right.
I just am surprised that Gavin has to go this route.
Right.
Of all people.
I know, that's kind of what I was thinking.
But I think also all these people know that they can get Kanye. It's like huge for them. And it's like, well, what can I do? Because I can't say anything. I can't agree with them because then I'll get in trouble. Right.
It's like, you won't get banned on YouTube if you agree with him. So you can still have him on the channel if you're like condemning him, basically.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because after the Alex Jones interview, Anthony Cumia and Gavin McInnes, they were on Anthony's show discussing whether or not they would ever have Ye on. And Gavin was like, I don't think I would ever have Ye as a guest on, because he, from the Alex Jones interview, just talked and he just wants to do his thing. He doesn't actually want to have a conversation. And Anthony was like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, I would love to have him on. Like, that would be so funny. And but it was Gavin who got to interview him and not Anthony Cumia. That would have been
better.
Yeah. So Gavin tried. Some good sound bites out of that. I think Gavin was like, so you know how people say like black people commit 50% of the murders. So when you meet a black person, you don't automatically see that in them. You view them as an individual. Do you do that for Jews? And he's like, nope.
Damn, like, dude.
Immediately. And he's still wearing his GIMP Riddler outfit. He's still the Riddler.
The black, the whatever you call it,
I don't know.
Bodysuit. I guess,
morph suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still
it's
wearing
just like what those like autistic kids like would wear to like
safety outfit.
Yeah.
They wear out in public. I wondered at first, I was like, can he see in that thing? But I mean, he has to. But then why are there zippers for the eyes? You know?
I don't know. The whole outfit doesn't make sense.
No. And now the newest thing, which I'm gonna see if I can pull up a clip.
I just want him to make good music again.
Yeah.
Like if all of this comes and he drops like an incredible album,
it'd be worth it.
Yes. I mean, it's probably still worth it, but Well, one thing we skipped though, was Kanye getting banned on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right.
So he's still banned, right? At the time, like a week ago, it was gonna be like a 12 or a 24-hour ban.
I tried to reason with him.
He's like, this is not. What did he say? He's like, Elon's like, this is not. I tried to warn him.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried to warn him about the AI.
I'm disappointed. He tweeted what was that religion? The Legion?
Raelianism.
Oh, Raelianism logo.
Yeah. Which is basically, what is it? It's a Star of David with a swastika inside.
Our both go-tos on that. That's a true test.
What do you see when you look at the Rayleigh symbol? Do you see the swastika or the Star of David? If you see the Star of David, you fucking get out.
You know, it's funny because like Elon did tweet, he was saying like Twitter's a place for the centrist, like the moderate people, and that's like the most moderate symbol you could think of. You know, you can't have a donkey fucking an elephant, like that's a little too vulgar, but like
way too vulgar.
Yeah,
but that is the ultimate hate, because you know all the hate in the world is channeled in the swastika, and all the love in the world is channeled in the Star of David. And so to find the perfect balance, you have to put the swastika, but you have to keep the swastika inside the Star of David
because it can't get out.
Yes.
So I got you.
Contain the evil.
Yes.
Of Hitler.
Saying like I could come out, but I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
So
there's nothing weak about the swastika.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty cool shape. Not to be like a fucking 12-year-old who's trying to be cool on 4chan, but
right. The middle school S though just barely won over on this guy. Like everyone's binders would be covered with swastikas if it wasn't for that S.
Yeah.
So you know, actually, the thing that Gavin said that go ahead.
Hold on. While we're still on Raelianism, which I won't go into Raelianism too much, but they support this organization called Clitorade. I guess what Clitorade is?
It's like clitoris flavored Gatorade.
Exactly.
Nice.
No, it's it's the hardest sports drink to find. Get it? Because it's so hard to find the clit.
Yeah.
Men, you know what I'm talking about. Ladies,
that's actually
help us out.
That's the Indiana Jones 5 trailer. He's looking for the clit.
After all these years, he's trying to find. No, Clitorade is it's trying to stop female genital mutilation over in Africa. So
gotcha.
It's for a great cause, but the Raelians might be crazy.
Mm-hmm. I think they give Elon Musk an award too, like semi recently. He was like the person of the year. Swastika. Every year they give out one swastika award and one Star David award. They tried to pay the state of Israel to like start building some fucking thing for spaceships, like where the temple's gonna go. Oh really?
Or where like the Western Wall is. They want to build this so the alien spaceships can come back to Earth. So I don't think Israel's taking them up on it, but yeah, Clitorade. Okay, sorry. Gavin McInnes.
Oh, he actually probably had like the best take on Kanye, and that was that he is an artist, and you know, like artists, when they're talking to artists, they have probably behind closed doors have said things along the lines of like, oh, the art of like the German soldiers during World War II, there's something to that art and the simplicity that they like, you know. That's not something that's frowned upon for artists to like maybe discuss. And but when you just like take that, which Kanye's like used to thinking in those terms, and put it into like politics, it just sounds so crazy.
Right.
So I think he just realizes that this is a formula that gets headlines going, and that's kind of just like what happens if you took a pure artist and put them somewhere else. Yeah,
I actually really like that take. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So
because it's hard to take Kanye seriously as like actually suggesting some sort of like political change or something. Like he's not proposing anything.
The Bible.
No call to action. Just the Bible. We need to be more like the Bible and Hitler.
Yeah. Which Hitler, by the way, raised by a single mom. So we're against single moms here on the Steven podcast.
Yeah, fuck them.
So, or don't, because the kid will go to you and say, "Are you my new dad?"
That's true.
Boom.
Oh, and Alex Jones filed for bankruptcy, which I don't know if there's been any developments. I just have that one note from last week where it wrote Alex Jones files for bankruptcy. So
maybe he'll get out for condemning Nick and Ye, because he recently did. Let me see if I can find the tweet. Yeah, the Jews, they were like, "We will pay your $3 trillion debt. I'll write up the check."
Well, But it's also like Alex is, I feel like he's decently pro-Israel. I don't know if he...
Yeah.
So maybe the Jews should help him out.
Yeah. He's been nice to them.
That was pretty good riffing earlier on the swastika inside the Star.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Raelians. Israelians.
Ixnay on the Israel. Oh my gosh, dude. I've gone through 3 of the same articles. I've scrolled through 3 of the same articles that have Ron DeSantis. It's like Photoshop next to Xi Jinping. Could not care less.
Jing ping.
Jing jang bang.
One of the communist guys died the other day. One of those OG Chinese communist guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the world was sad. I follow Trader Joe on ZHOU, Trader Joe's. I don't know. It's probably some highbrow communist, Chinese communist party reference that I don't get. I'm not part of any Maoist school of thought.
I only see like the full interview. I don't see like the fucking stupid short. No one has created a little clip of this yet, but allegedly Alex has backpedaled on Nick and Ye. And here I think there was a deal that was made between Steven Crowder, because Steven Crowder is probably pretty high up with like the conservative Inc. And I think there was a deal that was cut. Alex was saying, Steven Crowder, if you dress up like a girl in front of me and send me a video, I will
jerk off to it.
Yeah. And I will condemn Nick and Ye. So I think that's why.
Yeah, Steven Crowder, I forgot he existed, honestly. I kind of just forget. And then you just go into his channel and he is cross-dressing. He is like his go-to move.
Yeah. Oh, is this what you want, America? And
he's like, you want to see my tits in a dress?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's trans.
Let me explain gun control to you. And it cuts to him just like, in a dress.
Dude, Steven Crowder, though, I'd be down.
That would be.
Steven Crowder, shout out Steven Crowder. Invite us on the pod.
Let us on.
We're going to start doing Steven shout-out corners where I give my shout-outs every week.
Yeah. Shout out Steven Crowder. Next in news, we've got those crypto bros dying. You sent me something about this. I did a little bit of digging.
Well, I didn't do any. I just asked if you knew anything. So I don't know. All I know is the guy that he basically was like, if I die the next day, Mossad killed me, and then he was dead. And I was like, at the end of
Yeah. Mushagian.
Yeah. I mean, he's some kind of sketchy Russian, probably.
Mm-hmm. He also, though, knew about Terry Davis, and he was fond of him and talked about Terry Davis.
Oh, I love Terry.
What I found, yeah.
R.I.P. Terry Davis.
Yes,
Shout
R.I.P.
out Terry Davis. Okay.
And then the last thing I had was Liver King getting caught using steroids. You mentioned that last week.
He wasn't following the 9 ancestral tenets.
No, he wasn't.
So
not even close. I actually had never heard of him until I saw that he was like on the H3 podcast. So I watched him and I was like, if he is legit, because I mean we're not bodybuilders and I don't watch sports, so I can't
speak for yourself.
Yeah, I will. I don't watch sports. And I'm not a bodybuilder, so I can't really discern if someone's actually on steroids or not. Although I did find it a little odd, his build looked fake. Like his abs looked fake.
Yeah, I guess there's like things like the way it was just puffing out and then like shit. Well, and I watched like a 10-minute clip of
more plates, more dates.
Yeah, I watched that on the Rogan thing because I just wanted to hear, because was he the one that exposed him or something?
I think he is. Yeah.
Because he had like text exchanges with him or something. I mean, I know we're piecing this together in real time, folks.
Yeah.
We're about to get,
helicopter?
Yeah, we're about to get fucking bombed.
Very cool.
So anyway,
sounds like it just landed like across the street.
I think it's nearby.
Stop podcasting.
I feel like your dad. Oh wait,
we're gonna burn this podcast.
I'm gonna dox you. Or he is a helicopter pilot?
He's a helicopter pilot. Dude, don't. He's a helicopter pilot.
That's the difference in the identity between you and your characters. Your character's dad's a helicopter.
My helicopter pilot dad, Bill Burr. He did not teach Kobe Bryant how to fly.
True, yeah. He would have told him not to fly into that mountain.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about Liver King and more plates, more dates.
Anyway, so there's just shit with like his abs, the way they're all pushed out, and maybe like when he sat and moved and stuff, they weren't like, there wasn't like his body wasn't adjusting the weight in a normal way. I don't know. And then he had some conage on his tits. Apparently that's a sign. And then they watched some 40-year-old guy so Joe Rogan can get hard staring at another guy whose physique is great.
That's funny. Yeah, he well, like on the H3 podcast, I guess they said that because he was like, I don't shower, and he smelled like so bad they had to like air out the studio for a few days just to get the stench out. So I do think there is something to like you shouldn't shower every day. I think that's gay to do.
Mm-hmm. I haven't showered in a week.
Very good. I know, like with hair, like I stopped using shampoo. Someone said like it might have been Gavin McInnes, like way back when I watched him. Like unironically, he said something like, "Don't use shampoo; it will make you go bald." And then I was like, I wonder if that's true, but I'm just going to not use shampoo. Mm-hmm. And I slowly spaced it out. And like, I haven't used shampoo in my hair in like months. And so
your hair looks pretty good.
Thank you. It's longer too. I've grown it out.
Yeah,
I'm doing my own ancestral living by growing my hair out. The ancestral middle part, as they call it. Mm-hmm. So I've wondered like, how long could you go without showering? But I think it's just different. Like your body, the skin on your body's different from just the scalp on the top of your head. Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah, he had to have just smelled like shit.
But I think if you don't want to go bald, I think you do want to like at least get your hair wet every day. I don't know. Like maybe you're not using shampoo every day, but I feel like you gotta keep like the scalp things out. Yeah. Otherwise they're going to get clogged and you're not going to fucking grow your hair back.
And I also think, I do use apple cider vinegar like every morning. So I'll do that instead of shampoo. So
your hair looks good.
Thank you.
Oh man.
But what's ancestral? I'm looking at the thumbnail here of this backwards.
What are the tenets? Should I pull up? Let me Google the 9 ancestral tenets so we can just read them and see which ones we do.
Upload on TikTok.
Score our own ancestral tenets. Why is my internet not working? Okay, here we go. Live a king. Okay. Oh man, I hate this website. It's so slow. I just want like a plain text version. Okay. Sleep. Well, I do that. I eat. I move. I don't know. Shield. I don't know what I'm shielding against. Connecting. Cold. Just the word cold.
Wow.
Sun. Oh, because he does stick his sun. He does the asshole up into the sun thing, doesn't he?
Okay, I've heard that. I've heard about that, like sun tanning your balls.
Yeah. It doesn't sound half bad, but
I mean, the crazy thing is
where are you going to be able to do that at, you know?
Right.
There's nowhere you can lay balls first into the sky.
I tried doing that whenever we had like this house like on our balcony, but I had to like put so many towels up and like I just felt, I was like, someone can see this. I don't know. I felt weird about it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I did.
And fight and bond. So I don't know how many of those I do. I
like how they're so simple. It's like he's pretending he's a caveman, like sun, cold, fight, bond.
Yeah, but he doesn't. I think he probably still needs to bathe.
Yeah,
you know, he probably smells like shit.
He probably like bathes. He just jumps in a pond and he's like, there. That's my bathing.
I just want to know how much does he follow the 9 tenets and he also just happens to be on steroids, or is it all bullshit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's something I'd want to know because I've actually been following. You know this. The raw meat primal living has piqued my interest. Like in 2019 is when I first heard about it, and I actually followed a few Instagram accounts. And like for a class, I had to like interview someone that I didn't personally know, so I interviewed one of them, and but they didn't look anything like Liver King. Like they were like fit, but they weren't like insanely shredded. But I had found like when I would eat raw meat, like I could feel like my energy meter, like if it were a video game, I could feel that increasing, but like my hunger didn't. So I would always just like implement raw meat as like a vitamin in a way. And then like the raw milk, I definitely agree with. Like I could have like a glass of raw milk with some egg yolk and raw honey, and that would be like my breakfast. I'd be fine for like 4 hours. But then I don't know, the Liver King stuff, like I know raw liver is also really good for you. It's like one of the most nutrient dense like foods you can
sorry,
eat.
Dude. I'm sorry. My head's in another. I'm listening.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, but you could never look like that unless you were just eating like pounds of liver, right? Like you would just probably be like incredibly lean, like and have no fat and be like very in shape and healthy. Like whatever you said, you saw people that were doing that. I don't think you could look like him.
Right. No, you couldn't. Unless you like kill the boar and like take
He's
a bite
also
out
like
of it.
in his 40s.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Now I'm just stealing Joe Rogan's talking points, but it's true. That guy's in his fucking 40s, and he just started doing this probably within the last few years. I don't know how long he's been like around.
I don't know.
Like doing this.
Well, I think in the More Plates, More Dates video, he talked about how like...
Why is there not a Wikipedia page for Liver King? It's kind of insane.
In those emails that he had like planned out in like how big his audience would be in like a year. So I think he's only been around for like a year or two. But the other thing too, in his apology, he's like, it's insane. His apology is like so bad. And every now and then like a YouTuber will have to give their apology and they just like fuck it up so terribly. And he was saying like, you know, I fucked up and I was just too caught up thinking about like the thousands of like young men who try to kill themselves every day. And he was like, this was an experiment and an idea. And it's, I don't know. I mean, it's just like so retarded. The shit he said was like just unreal.
No, it's the most bullshit excuse ever. It's the shittiest way to get out of being a complete liar and a fraud and just being like, yeah, I was doing it so people wouldn't kill themselves. And when I realized the influence, it's like, okay, well, you could just stop taking the steroid. You didn't have to wait to be caught to stop doing that.
Exactly.
And be like, hey, I fucked up. And just so you guys know, you're going to fuck up along the way. But now it's hard to take them seriously at all.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I probably didn't take them seriously before, but...
Yeah, like not wearing like the shirt and like just wearing the shorts. I mean, I don't know. That's like kind of weird. It's like, all right, dude. Like, does he have shoes on? You know, he walks into the H3 podcast and
he's
tracks
barefoot,
mud.
right?
Yeah,
I think he's a barefoot guy.
I think there are like certain things that you can take from like the primal living that are good for you, but trying to like transition fully is just, I don't know. And then like to be like a social media like influencer, like pretending like, you know, like you're already, your job like forces you to be in this like hyper industrialized world. So it's like there's no way that you're able to like advertise this primal lifestyle because like you have to live in the city. Like, you know what I mean? It's like those two things just don't match up. The people who actually live primally, we don't know about.
Exactly.
So I don't know. That's the other thing that kind of made me think he was a fraud. Because like even some of the influencers that I followed who did some primal stuff, they like wouldn't post every single day. It was like once every 2 months they'd like post about something, and they tried
that makes
doing
more sense.
And they tried doing like YouTube videos, and same thing. It's like every month. It's like, okay, you guys can write me a question and I'll like answer it in one video, one take video, not these like high production quality, like, well, here's a drone shot of the liver.
Yeah.
So Kings, level up, Kings. I feel like that's a self-help like staple that they always have to say. They always have to do. Elevate yourself today.
Tony Robbins.
Who's Tony Robbins?
All right, we're gonna just save you some embarrassment here.
Oh, don't tell me he's from the Bible.
Yeah, he is. He's Pontius Pilates' brother. Elon Musk, Neuralink, waiting on FDA approval.
Jeez,
I don't know anything else about it.
I heard something about like the all the apes they've tested it on it, and like it's killed like 90%.
Really?
Something like that, like a high number. Let me verify that. Let me fact check.
Hey, do you want me to call Lex?
Dude, if you would
I'll
mind.
call her from Lex Fridman. Here, I'm gonna get him on the phone right now.
That's an interest. Hello.
Hey Lex, I was just wondering, could you tell me all about Neuralink?
It's great that we're having a conversation over the phone. That's a great invention.
Yeah, no, I know that's great. I know that's great and all, Lex. But what about Neuralink? What's it gonna do to my brain, Lex?
I first started trusting Elon Musk with the Tesla robotic car, and so far I've seen SpaceX be really good and the Boring Company not be so boring. And so I think...
Isn't that funny how it's called the Boring Company, but the whole idea is he's going to make crazy things that aren't boring?
Doesn't that
funny? Blow your mind?
It does blow my mind.
Whoa.
I think Neuralink is a good idea. And I think if it can give people good ideas to make the world a better place where everyone loves everyone and is happy, I think it's good.
All right, Lex. Well, thanks for calling. I'm going to let you go because you're slowing down the pod a little bit. But
Hang
just
on,
know that I love...
on.
Okay.
Wait.
Well, one more thing. Okay.
Have you kissed a girl before?
Yeah, I have.
Can you help me?
Yeah, no, yeah.
How do I kiss a girl?
Just go up to her start licking her face. Sniff her hair and then go for the cheek. Lick, tongue first. Go for it, Lex.
I've never thought of that before. That's an interesting idea to
and
introduce.
then hold her. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to promote rape. All right, Lex, you'll figure it out, buddy.
Okay. I'll chest be with you.
Damn it. Yeah. Just be with you, Lex. Okay.
All right, I'm back from peeing.
Yeah, I called Lex. He I still don't know what Neuralink is. But anyway, yes.
Yeah, I also don't know how it works. Because sorry to interrupt, but like the Google Glass, remember Google Glass? And it was like, this thing's going to make a map in front of your face. But then you actually like, from accounts and like reviews, it wasn't that complex. So it's like, where is like the vision and like how does it actually look? And then also like, what's the gamble? Like, I don't want the Neuralink at all.
No, but also is it going to be able to do stuff like reprogram people to not have like seizures and shit like that? Is it going to have that capability?
I'm sure that's how they're going to sell it, and then everyone's going to
it's not going to have a very high success rate, and then it's probably going to have like a bunch of other problems. But I just don't know shit about it, so I'm really just talking about it my ass.
What's the thing about? I'm sorry, the like electrotherapy, like you can use like electromagnetic pulses to like make people less racist. Do you remember that? Like study from how is it? You know, is it going to be like that where it's like, how do we get the people to think now we can like use everyone's Neuralink to like send the pulses straight to the brain? It's not enough that the phone's on the nightstand while you're sleeping. We can invade your fucking dreams.
Yeah. Or like if you have like when you see, you know, let's just say there's a big old racist out there and he sees a black person, he gets disgust when he sees that black person. A physical, visceral reaction. His body curls up. He falls down every time he sees a black man. And I thought you were going to laugh at some point.
I was wondering.
My point is though, the Neuralink would make him like it senses the disgust, and then it makes it to where he gets shocked or something, and then he doesn't, and then he's no longer going to do that. But that's how he wants to be. Just let him be that way.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't want Neuralink, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm fine. I already apologize to every race that I see. So, I love Tesla.
Andrew Tate's website.
Oh yes,
we checked that out last week. The War Room.
Which is an Alex Jones show.
The War Room, yeah.
With Owen Schroyer, right?
No. War Room, wasn't that Steve Bannon's show?
Oh, you might be right, yeah.
I think his might have been The War Room or something like that.
Jeez, the War...
Also, what happened to him? Is he in prison or some shit? Bannon? Or is he just like get sued for... Something happened to him, right, in the last year?
Yeah, I think I do remember hearing that. Ooh, hey, little Mikey.
He can't go on Red Scare Pod anymore. Dude, you have been recording the whole time? No, I'm just joking. Can you imagine?
I'm not getting anything new for news, but let's just say he's not in jail, but he has been in trouble. Yeah, Steve Bannon, War Room. That's his show. War Boomer. I love that Instagram account, Boomer Cost. That's a good name.
Oh, you sent me a very funny one from them earlier. From them.
Yeah. The what was it? Mitch McConnell was that transgender woman.
yeah. Damn, that's the whole thing we can get into is the Kavanaugh stuff, man. I still think the Kavanaugh thing is weird.
We might let's tap into that because
I made that face app that one time of Kavanaugh when I made him a woman. I gave him blonde, long hair, and he literally just looks like Christine Blasey Ford.
Dude, that's so crazy. I feel like that might be like one of my first like schizo like conspiracies that I like dug into or was like very interested in because at the time. When I was in college.
Did you know about it during the?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to find stuff out about him, and
I mean, Jesus Christ, dude! It looks. We'll post
that. That is insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember when I saw that was an idea, I was like, "Oh, this is fun! Like this is where I belong."
No,
here.
and what's crazy about her, and we didn't expect us to get into this, but Christine Blasey Ford, she fucking. If you look up anything she's supposedly written or like where she's taught, there's just like no information. Like if you look up course catalogs for wherever the fuck I don't remember, it was like maybe like a Washington school, state school, you know, like Washington, Spokane or some bullshit, right? It's some West Coast, Oregon, Washington. And like her class don't have information. There's no rate your professor. There's a rate your professor for everyone. There's no records before. I did the search before 2018.
Wow.
I don't think she's real, but
yeah.
But she's that one Disney girl. I can't remember her name now. One of the Disney girls' aunts or something. I found out.
What?
Yeah, so she might be a real person. That might just totally debunk it. The girl, I can't remember her name. She has sort of a snaggletooth. Wow, this is crazy. I'm Googling Disney original programming because I'm not going to know the show.
I mean, I knew like the first moment I saw her, I was like, there is something just not right about this.
Yeah, that is Brett Kavanaugh in drag.
Truly.
I don't know. I kind of think maybe this is just their little initiation ritual. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Every Supreme Court justice like has something like this too. You know, what's his name? What's the black guy?
Clarence Thomas.
Same thing. It was that one chick.
Clarence Thomas, is that his name? Fucking retarded.
Clarence Franklin Washington.
Yeah, Clarence Thomas. The rent is too damn high. guy's not even a judge. He's just a black guy.
Yeah, I definitely think there is something to those like humiliation rituals to test these people. And I also just thought there was something so weird about like just people even talking about it. Because I remember like on campus, it was, I don't know, it was just like, she's so brave. And or not even like what they said. It was just like people were just taking this whole thing like at face value without asking like any questions. And there was something so strange about, I don't know, it's like you were watching these people like have a spell like get cast upon them, like regardless of like the content of what it was, you know what I mean? It's like I feel like that's when I like truly started to understand like the NPC.
It felt like theater is what it felt like to me. Like whenever I was like following it, just felt like this is all like part of the thing that they have to go through to get him in. And
it's like a recipe that they go through. It's like, I don't know, whenever, especially when like the Senate Judiciary Committee, like when they have in like Mark Zuckerberg, and it's like they never get anything done, but it's like both parties always have their little like moments, their little scripted moments. Yeah. And it's like, is that all this really is? Like, do they really care about like actually solving any of these it's like, no, they don't. Because I feel like a lot of like senators are just like retarded.
Well, and it's like, I guess the easiest thing too is for like, they don't have to make anything happen if they just have the dramatics of having the Twitter guy. And who was the old Twitter guy? Dorsey.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, he, having like embarrassing him or whatever, Ted Cruz.
Mm-hmm. Now you said that Twitter was A, correct? Okay, but now you've also said Twitter is B. This is irresponsible, despicable behavior. And it's like, Ted Cruz destroys Jack Dorsey. And it's like, well, great. Nothing changes the next day. So you're going to forget about it tomorrow. And what did he do? He did. Oh, okay. In recent news, like Joe Biden went to like Arizona and he didn't go to the fucking Arizona-Mexico border. And Ted Cruz was like, so irresponsible. And the thing I mean, it's like same thing. Reason I hate DeSantis. It's like they have to use this boxed in language of like, you're irresponsible, you're immature. And it's like, call him a fucking faggot. Like I don't know. I'd pay attention if you did that.
Also, it's just that one in particular is like particularly gay because it's like, come on. I mean, he's gonna go to the fucking border. The ones when they're always mad at Kamala too. It's like, yeah, she's a retard, not doing anything.
Yeah,
she's dumb. She's a dumb fucking bitch. But what's she supposed to do? Go stand at the border of Texas and Mexico?
Oh,
when she's there?
I guess I was wrong. This is a problem. And then it's like, whoa. Have you seen that video of her with the wheels on the bus?
No.
Dude, it's crazy.
Maybe.
I'll show you. It's like literally Joker. Dude, she's the fucking Joker.
She's a psycho. She is so disconnected from reality.
Dude, yeah. There's this other video of her talking. She's like, I love shit. You got me talking about the damn Venn diagrams. She's like, I love how one side be like there, the other side be like there.
But in the middle,
there's a little pussy, baby.
Oh, that was sweet.
It's something like that. She's like fucking crazy.
But Andrew Tate's War Room.
Yes.
How much did that cost? $2,500 to be part of the.
I thought it was $5,000.
See, I keep forgetting. I keep butchering it. $5,000 to join the War Room, which is an elite group of men who go and hang out and smoke cigars together in private business rooms at the top of skyscrapers and Bangkok.
That's where business gets done, by the way. You can't have a good idea if you're not at the top of a skyscraper.
So, what else were the other features? I mean, you were going to be part of a select group of men, but
yes. Which sounds kind of gay. They were showing him like target practice, but it was like this target practice with real guns where you like run through like parts of a junkyard is what it looked like. And I would be worried that like a super fan like saved up for like 10 years to finally join and like kill him, Like how would you not be worried about that? It would be. So maybe he just like doesn't load their guns,
Axe throwing. Maybe get a little axe throwing with Andrew Tate.
Dude, arm wrestling. That'd be so cool to arm wrestle Andrew Tate.
Jalen Kinta, quarterback of Florida, arrested for child porn.
Oh my goodness, how could we forget?
I don't have anything else to say about it, but child porn's bad. Don't treat it. I guess he got exposed on like a Discord or something. Like there's like a Discord tip to the police.
Wow.
So he must have been sending something over. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so probably shouldn't even try to defend him.
True, yeah. I love the to reference Cumtown. I feel like this bit's old enough to where some people might not know about it, but the oh snap email thing that Nick was talking about, like some college student gave like his project, what he thought was a school project, on like this DVD, but it was actually a DVD of like child pornography, and so he emailed his professor, and the subject was oh snap, and it was like, it seems like I have accidentally submitted my friend's DVD that he left at his house as my assignment. Can I please switch my actual assignment with my friend's DVD? But it was just his. And I think he got arrested, so
What the
he
fuck?
had to have. Yeah,
The 2022 Miami Art Basel. Is that how you say it? Basel?
oh, you're talking
Damn,
about the wrong
dude, we're
person.
fucking dumb. We're just waiting to be. Yeah, that started yesterday, and by yesterday I mean last week when we were going to record. And Dave Portnoy, he was there. There's a lot of great art there, you know, a lot of cool modern art at the Miami Art Basel.
Nice.
And Dave Portnoy, he took a photo next to a C-3PO painting, so he's very cultured. But the gayest thing of it was there was an ATM there. Did you see this? There's an ATM machine, and people could put their debit cards in there, and it would act as a leaderboard. So everybody,
What? Like how much money they had in their account?
yeah, and their name next to it. So like
Oh,
if you went
geez.
there, it would just keep your thing up there. So there's a leaderboard for whoever was richest, I guess.
Wow.
I didn't follow up on who won, but
Probably Warren Buffett, right?
yeah, I'm sure he was there.
Hanging out.
He
What
left
is
his-
with like these old people and like Diet Coke too? I thought, to me, Diet Coke is like the drink of someone who's given up.
Yeah, Diet Coke's the worst of like every soda.
It is.
Well, Diet Pepsi's pretty bad too.
It is. It is. But like, if someone likes Pepsi, I already put them in like a different category, like automatically. So then to find out they also like Diet Pepsi, it's like, oh, I expected nothing from you anyway. So I'm Diet Pepsi.
No, but
whatever.
these are not the same people. I don't judge the Pepsi people. I like Pepsi.
I used to, and I will say, when I was a kid, I used to, because Marty McFly drank it in Back to the Future.
There's this fat guy at Barstool named Frank the Tank. I've probably seen him before. He's just morbidly obese and yells. He's autistic, but not that matters. But I mean, you're listening to Steven, folks.
Yeah.
That's never been a concern.
Hey, yo.
But he has like come up with like pairing of like sodas and like foods, you know, but I'm sort of like all the orange drinks, like orange sodas and stuff are good with like chicken. I mean, come on, obviously.
You know, grape.
Well, that too, I guess. I don't know. Grape goes with anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. My point is Pepsi and pizza still rules. I don't know. I don't hate Pepsi people. Diet Coke's the worst.
Diet Coke is the worst. Diet Dr. Pepper is also, it's like, what are you doing?
I can handle it. I don't think it's as bad.
Loco.
I don't think it's probably the best diet.
Really? That is
Diet Dr.
interesting.
Pepper?
My mom, who is a helicopter pilot as well, she loves Diet Dr. Pepper, and so I just hated it. I always wanted just like Coca-Cola, but there is something like with Coke people, they kind of need to watch it because they choose Coca-Cola as their drink of choice, and then all of a sudden they think that they should like get like Coca-Cola decor in their house.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, tone it down a notch, please.
Yeah.
I will say, like, one of the most frightening things that I've ever seen. My wife and I go to a lot of estate sales, and it is kind of strange to see like the leftovers, because when someone dies, like the immediate family, they take what they want, what they don't want, they leave, and
Yeah, all
if
the
they
Coke stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even think this was an estate sale, but it was like in the suburbs in like a really nice like suburb neighborhood, and I was thinking like, oh, we're probably gonna like find so many cool things, but these are people who have like lived the office life for 40 years, so they have no personality. And I remember like this one house in particular, going into their garage and just this huge wall of like only Coca-Cola merchandise, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is not worth whatever grind that person went through. It was not worth like, okay, your personality is limited to things that can be found at Walmart and gas stations. Go. And it's like, oh, Coca-Cola, I guess this is it. I guess I'm the Coca-Cola guy. And it's like every year you add one thing onto the wall, and
Collector people are kind of weird in general, though.
they are.
Like they collect a brand or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Coke stuff was like really popular back then, because you can just go to antique stores. They're all over the place. I don't get it.
I don't either. But dude, yeah, that Coca-Cola wall. That's like the original like Funko Pop soda merchandise. Because it's everywhere. I don't know.
What else do people collect? Beanie Babies?
Yeah, everyone thought that was the new stock market.
What are those called? Precious Moments? What are those called?
I don't know what you're talking
The little
about.
angel looking things that have like the Aryan, little Aryan.
Were they like
they
were
figures.
like ceramic?
What are they called? Precious moments. Yeah. That's what everybody said I looked like when I was a kid. My mom always tells me that. I don't know. These things.
Oh, yeah.
People love those.
Yeah, they do. You know, the thing about collecting too, like, because I know somebody like owns a record store, and they just deal with like the stupidest customers ever, because the customers like don't know anything about like what mint condition is, and it's like, I got this Elvis record. Why aren't you giving me? Really? eBay said it was $200. You're offering me $50. And it's like, well, that posting was for a sealed brand new record, and yours has a bite taken out of it.
Dude, old people think everything should be worth money. It's hilarious.
They do, yeah.
Anybody over like 40s, like that would be worth money.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, like nothing's worth anything.
Yeah, seriously, it's not.
Like it truly is. If it's mint condition, never been opened, that kind of shit, you can still get value for. But
you'd like have to break even in terms of like dollar amount and like headspace and thinking of like how to preserve it for so long. Like it literally would not be worth it. So maybe that's...
Well, you just would have to get lucky on whatever you have.
That too, yeah.
I mean, you're never going to know in the moment.
Maybe like Indiana Jones, like with all those artifacts, like he knew how much trouble it is to preserve it. So that's why he thought everything...
Although,
like,
are we stupid for not like buying like Taylor Swift albums right now, and then 80 years when they're out of press, just like reselling them like to survive? We're just selling old Taylor Swift albums.
You know, I don't know. You know what I think about actually are like the Amiibo. Remember those for like the Wii U and the Switch?
Yeah.
The ones that would like go on sale for like hundreds of dollars were like the yellow. There was like a Yoshi's Yarn was a game that came out, and it was like get all 5 Yoshi colors, and it was like the least popular color is the one that would go for so much. So maybe not like Taylor's. Well, I don't know. With music, it's different because it's like you can't find like a nobody band and like get their CD. You just have to hope they're gonna like make it. So maybe for music, it's like rarer finds. Definitely not like Target.
I know,
exclusives.
but I mean, like, okay, so if you had a never before opened like Revolver by the Beatles right now, like that'd probably be worth a shit ton of money.
Yeah, that's true. First pressing. I think first pressing would be the most important.
All right. I don't know. Maybe there's not a way to make money on this in the long term. Maybe nobody will want the Taylor Swift records.
Yeah.
James Cameron, he's been talking a lot about the new Avatar movie.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out December 16th.
Dude, I saw this news story when it was like announced, and it was like, an Avatar is getting a sequel. And it's like, no one thought that news like in that tone. No one was like, Avatar 2? Yes! What happened in Avatar 1? I don't even know.
I don't remember what happened, and it wasn't a bad movie, but I only saw it one time. I saw it in theaters, and that was it. And I thought it was cool mostly because of like the computer graphics or whatever it is, the 3D. I don't know. You probably know the technicals.
I think it was just I honestly,
whatever made it revolutionary, I got the appeal of that part of it, but I wasn't like I need to see this movie again.
Right. I think I remember seeing it in theaters, and when it came out to DVD, we got it, and then I like never opened it.
Well, okay, James Cameron, he's a total cocksucker. I don't know if you've followed anything he's been doing, because he's been doing like the press tour, because it's coming out December 16th. This podcast brought to you by Avatar 2, Way of the Blue Man.
Yeah, Blue Man Group.
And so he was asked about the runtime of 3 hours and 10 minutes. People asked when a good time to take a bathroom break is, and he said... I put this in quotes. Did he actually say this in quotes? He said, piss yourself because you aren't going to want to miss this. No, he didn't actually say that. I'm just joking. He said, the reporter said, well, what if they have to go number 2? And he said, BYOD, bring your own diaper, baby. No, that's not what he said. This is what James Cameron said. I didn't write it down. No, he really said, he said you go to the bathroom at any time. Because you're definitely going to come back and watch it again. That was his actually what he said.
He used it to. There are like new Avatar tails that are like tubes, so you can just piss in it. You just plug those.
Yeah, he's been up his own ass, because then he like said that he already has like a script for the 6th and 7th movie. You know, they've already teased that they're making like 3 more or something. Yeah. All like in rapid succession, when this last one has taken him 12 years to make.
Yeah.
And he just thinks it's like the greatest world ever that he's built. And I just don't think it's that good. I want to see the new one, but it would require me to see the first one again. I don't really want to rewatch the first one.
Right.
It's like 3 hours.
Is the Sam Worthington, is he still in it? Is he in that?
I think all the original people are in it.
Yeah, that first one was really, really long.
But 3 hours. And then the next one, I don't know if it's coming out next year or it's supposed to come out early 24, but... who fucking cares?
I've always wondered, I guess Marvel's doing this now, but it's like, what if someone just made like 10 movies and then they just released one every week?
the Marvel formula.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll probably never see it. I probably will see it many years from now.
Yeah.
I don't.
Before the third one comes out, and we won't even remember if we've seen the second one.
Mm-hmm. Our friend Stavros has a new podcast called Stavvy's World, which is basically him just doing his old or his old podcast, which was Stavvy Gives Advice or some shit like that. So we watched the trailer for that, or listened to it. What were your thoughts?
What did you said something about, like, as long as there's someone there to make him laugh the whole time, then that's all that matters. I would agree with that. I'd like to think that I'll listen to the first episode, but I don't know if I will.
I'll definitely listen to the first episode, but if it's not good, and I probably will because I think it has Sam Morril on, so I like him enough. So I'll listen to it, but it's just going to be like, it's going to be Come Town, but it's just going to be sex and food, which is all Stav knows how to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
He even uses like food metaphors. He's like, a delicious first episode coming over. He's like, it'll be tasty. So
this tasty first episode.
I mean, him endlessly being fat is like one of the funniest things ever, and it's the greatest story arc or ongoing trope of Come Town was him just saying he was going to lose weight and get in shape every other episode and stop eating.
The Stavvy Gets Fit thing he did on his YouTube
he's been
channel.
doing on that because his brother's a trainer. His brother also not like incredibly jacked. His brother's definitely like in shape probably.
Yeah.
But
he quit Come Town so he'd have more time to focus on getting fit, and he did the series on it, and then he just still looks the same. He should have Nikocado Avocado on. They should meet. You know who he is?
I don't think so.
He's the mukbang guy who's like super, super fat. When he started out, he was like 130 pounds or mukbang. And now he's just like obese, and he has to sleep with like a CPAP machine. And there are just videos of him going to Walmart and just like crashing the little like cart.
I actually got lesbian porn. I don't know what I typed in to get that. Okay.
This is a thumbnail with him in it, and like the AI anime correction. Like, it's so weird because he'll do videos and he's just like frantically like blinking and just like saying no. Like, I swear he's like actually retarded now. He gets like 50 bags of those, like, I think you actually talked about these chips the other day, like the Takis. Is that what they are?
Yeah.
So he gets like 50 bags of the blue Takis and just eats them all.
That's gross.
It's disgusting, really. It's crazy. He was on Tosh.0 a long time ago when he was just like starting to get like a little pudgy, and it's just so weird seeing, Tosh.0. There have been a handful of times. This might be the like gayest thing I've said on the podcast. I've gone back to like watch clips of it, and it's like actually still really funny. Yeah, and it's kind of a surprise. He did a video on stolen valor, which I think is a great topic, because I do think that's kind of a funny bit, and about those videos of people like confronting those who are LARPing, and I don't know.
Daniel Tosh, noted as like a person who like values his privacy, like doesn't like being famous and stuff like that. Like people go up to him and he's like, nah, I don't want to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
That he won't like take photos with people and stuff, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering that completely. Speaking of fans, what are we going to call our fans? The Stevie gang?
Steve Nation. Steve Nation. What should we call them? Steve Army. Steve.
Army of Steves.
Military Steve.
I was laughing at the idea of going to a barber shop and showing him a photo of Abraham Lincoln and being like, you made me look like this. I don't know. Yeah, you got long hair now.
I know. I haven't cut it. I might have to update our little icons.
Yeah, our hippie era.
Yeah.
The punk era. Steven goes punk. Okay, do I have anything else to talk about?
I was just reminded of Neil deGrasse Tyson from a thumbnail here. This dude.
Why are you ignoring me, Mr. Tyson? Lex, what are you doing here, Lex?
You don't want to debate? You don't want to debate? Yeah, he is just obnoxious. I don't know. I didn't realize in that clip of him, like there's a clip of him. I guess we have to get context. For those of you who don't know what a podcast is, now Joe had him on his podcast, was asking him about Lex Fridman, saying he should go on his podcast. And the whole time, Neil DeGrasse Tyson is ignoring what Joe is saying, and he's flipping through his own book to find like a section of the book to read out loud. But it's like, dude,
quote.
it's your book. Like, why can't you just paraphrase the part? Oh hell, you got to see this, Joe. Oh hell. No.
It's fucking loud. Yeah, and the quote he ended up looking was like, the biggest fear is the fear of a new idea or something.
Yes,
that was like the
it was
fucking quote.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was
And
like,
then Joe goes, that's stupid. And Neil,
Joe, you crazy. You crazy. You ain't no shit, Joe. Shit. Experience this. And then he had, Theo Von had him on, which you know that Theo Von respectfully was like, this man is probably very smart. And
you're a black man, right?
Yeah. Do you know that you're black? Does that affect you?
13% of the
13% doing 50%. So 13% of you wrote 50% of that
y'all are
book.
crazy now. I don't know how to do Theo Von. What the fuck we're doing.
I want to talk about it. I can't not talk about it now. I'm sorry. The Theo Von, okay, like a few years ago he had
The
on,
retarded one?
Yes.
Neil, stop laughing.
He had on this Iron Man competitor who had Down syndrome. And
that's not the punchline.
The way, yeah, seriously, the way he like talks to him, it was crazy. The guy's dad is sitting next to him. I feel like at some point he had to have been like, all right, dude, okay, I know he has Down syndrome, but
so
like,
what was his deal? The guy won like a race. He won some big ass race.
He didn't win. He just competed in it.
But against other retarded people, I think he did win. I think he won amongst his peers.
Oh, I don't know.
But either way, yeah, he's whatever. And then Theo asks him the famous question. That's the famous question.
When you're competing, do you know that you have Down syndrome?
Do you know you're like different from everybody else out there?
Like, dude, no, probably not. I don't know. It's all he knows.
Maybe it is a fair question because you right now you seem like you maybe are kind of wanting the truth. Does he know? It might be a fair question.
I feel like he maybe doesn't. I don't know. Do you ever wonder if we're retarded?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like the society just like, because like no one goes up to her, despite the PSAs on the so-called R word, no one just goes up to a guy with Down syndrome and goes, "You're retarded, retard."
I love the PSAs on retard.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable to call your friend or me or anybody retarded or and also
and they're just fucking picking their butt and eating it.
Yeah. Now, do you know that you're not Iron Man?
Dude, like a couple weeks ago, I was at Taco Bell, and there is not one. Because you know, some of these places they'll have just like a retarded person working, and you're just like, okay, I guess that's nice. Still don't love it. Mm-hmm. They're touching my food, you know?
Yeah.
But working the register, handing me the food, but they had not one but two retarded people and nobody else in sight. So I was just thinking, like, this might not even be a functioning Taco Bell. They might just be like retards living inside, cooking up their shit on the grill and giving it to me.
It's like the frozen fries are like still in the bag. They put that in the fryer.
Thank you. Come again.
Yeah.
Asian.
Yeah, could I get a number 2, please, with a Sprite? Number 4 coming up. He just like, and like if a girl's like in the drive-thru, he's like, they're like just trying to hold their hands. It's so terrible.
Yeah, and then there's that one guy I complained about him yesterday, I think, about the guy that works at the McDonald's.
Oh, gosh,
He has this massive gullet. He looks like a fucking pelican or something. Just this massive gullet, and he's like, "You order the 2 caramel, a large caramel." He says, yeah, it's like that kind of. He's like, you order the. It's like he doesn't want to open his mouth too much. So he's talking with like his teeth shut in the front. He's doing this kind of thing. The audience can't see me, but he's doing this kind of thing. He's like, 2 iced caramels and a nice hash brown. You getting yourself a hash brown?
He's like Marlon Brando from The Godfather. Oh my gosh. He's eating your order while like
you
saying
come to
it
me
back
for
to you.
hash browns. Hash browns. Yeah.
Okay, you know another thing, I do want to talk about this now that we've opened the can of retarded worms.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to university, the Down syndrome girl that would appear every now and then? I swear on campus I'd see like a Down syndrome girl and I'd have like so many questions. Like maybe she just works at the food court.
Was there were some retarded people that worked at the main food area, the union.
But I'd see her in the library. And I was like, is she a student? Is she like on a scholarship? Like, what is the story? Like, you can't go, do you know?
Yeah.
That was always weird. Nothing ever prepared me for that.
Well, the craziest one was the bitch that had no arms, that black chick.
Yes.
She had no arms. And she would go to the computers and like need our help. And then like when we'd walk away, she would fucking use her feet to type and to use the mouse.
Dude, that's crazy.
And then like, just think about that. Like how many times you just go up to a computer?
Right.
You're probably on your laptop, but I mean like if you went up to any of those desktops and used them, you're probably touching her fucking feet.
Right. That's so weird because she had to have worn like flip-flops to be able to like take her shoes off quickly. Like, dude, that's like so gross.
But she was like stupid too. She was like retarded. She wasn't just like missing arms. She was like dumb. She was like missing all the chromosomes that were in, or wait,
had a surplus.
Yeah, I don't know. They reconcentrated where arms weren't. All right, see, I thought this would make more sense. So I thought we were going to get some more magic like the swastika inside the Star of David.
No. This is. But did you have to write a paper?
Hold on
for
though.
her?
But she fucking would come up to the desk and be like, asking me to basically write her paper for her. I mean, I'll keep it short. That's what she was doing.
What was that like? I mean, like, was she just...
I ended up just like delegating, like delegating it to my boss. I just was like, look, she's trying to get me to write her paper.
Because if she starts to type out on the computer and you're like, it'd be so much faster if I could do it. Yeah, you try to type on your feet to show her that it's actually not so uncommon.
Which she has the greatest argument ever. It's like, do I really need to write this paper? You could write it so much faster.
Right.
If anybody ever said that to me, it's got to be somebody with no arms if I'm even going to listen.
And I'm like, why wouldn't the professor just like let her like record like audio, like a podcast?
Or just don't go to school. You have to write papers.
Yeah, what does she need to go to college for?
Dude.
Creation.
Maybe this is something Neuralink could help her with. They could get her cyborg arms and then implant Neuralink and make her less retarded.
I don't know. Yeah.
Man.
Dude, I totally forgot about that girl. I remember seeing her every now and then, and I'd see her at the food court, like eating. She had like, I don't know if it was special silverware, but she would like, eat with her feet. It's so weird.
Would you rather have no arms or be blind?
I thought you were going to say or be black. I'd rather be blind.
I think so too, but being blind would be like the worst.
It would suck. It would. But no arms, like, I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess what good are your arms if you're blind, you know? I guess you could still brush your teeth. You could still... So never mind. I take that back.
You can do everything blind, but see.
Yeah,
but
that's
I mean,
true.
You can get a replacement. You can get a dog, seeing eye dog.
Read Braille. Sorry,
no arms. I don't know.
I couldn't do no arms.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I know there's also some influencers who there's this one, I've seen this picture of this guy who like has a girlfriend and he has like no arms or legs. Like he's just a torso. So I don't know how he became.
I've been seeing that too. And you also sent me something with somebody with no arms recently.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
You sent it on Instagram pretty recently. It had to have been last week because I was going to talk about it last week. But we actually got to the topic of people with no arms in a totally natural way. It was kind of brilliant on our part. Kudos to us. I'm looking.
No dead air. No dead air.
None.
Do you know what arms are?
Ranking every U.S. license plate.
By design.
Number. Yep, I recently ranked every license plate too.
You did.
So.
You did.
Okay, Lex. I can't fucking find it. There's somebody like with no arms and they like, try to give him a high five.
Oh,
gotcha. The little girl with no arms. You try to give her a high five.
Oh, okay,
and they fist bumped her chest.
Yeah.
Like just punched. I don't remember. Okay. That's what it was.
Man.
Damn.
That's the worst too, because it's like, I want to try to treat you normally, but then, I forgot you don't have arms. Now, what do I do? My muscle memory says to reach out for a high five. Oh shit, you don't have hands. Now, that's like a Seinfeld thing. Because they like to have no arms.
Because they like to have no arms.
Okay, dude, that's SaLsA.
We do need to talk about that. It's too crazy.
They like to say SaLsA. SaLsA.
Like the bottom of the barrel, like what do we talk about in this final season of Seinfeld? You said something about it.
I don't know if it's in the final season.
Oh, do you think it's towards the end though? It's gotta be
I
like
actually
when
don't
Larry
remember.
David.
No, I don't know.
Shit.
I'm gonna look up what episode it was. SaLsA episode. Seinfeld. No dead air.
I've never thought. Yeah, in the clip, it's just Jerry and George in the cafe talking about salsa, and Jerry says that salsa is the number one condiment because they like to say salsa. The way he says it too, it just like bothers me.
Yeah, it's season 4, so
season 4. So earlier on.
Yeah.
But they had like, okay, we need to add something. Let's add in salsa, whatever. And they're like, salsa.
The joke of every episode at that point was like a word or like one thing.
Because they like to say. Oh man, because SaLsA, this, SaLsA that, SaLsA on the SaLsA. Dude, that's so retarded. You're right. That is like a show of like for autistic people. Speaking of autistic people, hello.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld is like very.
Don't touch me. No.
I won't go to college campuses. I don't remember what he's talking.
Too many young girls hitting on me. I love the Kramer apology on what was it, Letterman? Mm-hmm. Stop laughing, it's not funny. Because he's like, now Kramer, he's still Kramer. Would you like to explain what you did? I got a little, let's just say I got a little heated. I mean, the way he said it too was like so funny. He was like, I lost my temper towards some gentlemen. It's not
and everybody
funny.
in the audience is laughing, dude. Because back in the day, you fuck up because you get so mad you said the N-word. Nobody gave a fuck.
And the way he tried to apply, I mean, it was just so funny. But he like quit acting.
Stop laughing.
Hey, no. So, and the comedians with cars getting coffee, he was like, I don't think I deserve to have a camera pointed at me ever again. And like he still feels bad about it, but he did do the bit that they did in Curb Your Enthusiasm with the Seinfeld reunion was really funny when he like gets mad at Leon and he's yelling at him and everyone's recording on his phone and because they're like, oh hey, we know what he's about to say next. Yeah. So I want to know what what the hecklers were saying to him. This ain't Seinfeld. do it a Cosmo dance. What was his thing on Seinfeld? Just being crazy, right?
Yeah.
Did he have a go-to line?
No, I don't think so. Just the way he talked and moved and slid into the Jerry's
DMs.
apartment. Yeah.
You ain't sliding in here. He's a boomer.
I started rewatching Seinfeld.
You did?
Yeah, whenever I was sick last week, I put it on and I woke up and I was like in the middle of season 3. So I don't know if that counts as rewatching it, but I woke up and it was George fighting over a parking spot with somebody. That was the whole episode.
Oh man, I can't really watch Seinfeld. It's a little too odd for me. I feel like I'm past the time or something. Because every time I've tried to watch it, I'm just like, eh. But my dad used to watch it when I was a kid, and I remember like watching it with my dad, not knowing like any. I just liked the sound of the bass.
Yeah.
So I would just like wait, and usually by the time my attention span would like deplete, it beep-a-ding.
I feel like it wasn't on very much when we were growing up, like in syndication, you know, like it wasn't a show that was on. Like I mean,
I don't know. I do
you
remember
watch
it being on.
Was it on like? Well, what channel was it on?
Maybe like TBS or something.
Yeah.
I also remember having a crush on Elaine. I did. I feel like that's one of the first crushes I had.
Adam Friedland.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said the same thing on Cumtown. You know, you're stealing Cumtown.
Oh man, well,
that's what we're gonna do. We're actually just gonna start stealing Cumtown's bits,
and it's gonna be Adam because he's the least likely suspect, the usual suspects. You know? So I'm walking out of the recording studio with my very Jewish posture. Then I correct my posture and I'm normal again and toss off the yarmulke. Have you seen The Usual Suspects?
No.
Have you seen Scary Movie?
Yeah.
The final scene's like a parody of that when like Special Officer Doofy. See, that character can't exist today.
Damn, that's something else we'll have to talk about eventually is all those movies.
The movies.
Yeah. What was your favorite of that? Maybe we won't get into it now, but...
I remember liking Meet the Spartans a lot, but if that doesn't count because it doesn't end in movie, I would say superhero movie was my favorite.
Meet the Spartan counts.
It is the same
I liked
quality.
Epic Movie, though, but I'm trying to remember what all happened in Epic Movie.
Dude, Crispin Glover plays Willy Wonka, and like it's a parody of like Narnia and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then I
forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
I can't even really picture it, though, but...
Dude, he looks terrifying. He looks so creepy as Willy Wonka. And then,
I love in Meet the Spartans, like at the beginning, my favorite line, I thought it was so funny, was whenever, is there like a penguin or something? And he like kicks it or something. And then he takes a bite of the Subway sandwich and he's like, no mayo. He's like, no mayo? This is bullshit. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. And then the Transformer with the TV, he had the Chris Crocker, Leave Britney Alone play on his Teletubby tummy. Gosh, and then the part where they're drinking the Gatorade, dude, those movies are so weird. I would love to like be on set when those movies were being made just to see them just be like, look, they're not going to know. Viewers are retarded. They don't know shit. Go in the green screen, reference that. You know, I feel like those movies had to be really efficient because, I mean, they'd still perform really well and they'd churn them out. It has to have been in like a few months. I don't know, because it was always like super super topical stuff. We're gonna get them on tea. This movie is not topical. Topicality. Debate for all you.
Yeah.
It's time to wrap it up, but we covered a lot of good ground. I've got some tabs open of Steve Bannon, Christina Blasey Ford. You'll know from the little chapters. So thanks for listening.
Thank you, everybody.
We have 104 subscribers.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've made it this far, then you owe it to yourself.
You are
like and subscribe.
You're as autistic as us, and we'd love to have you aboard on the train.
Yep. Thank you.